in terms of, we said that in 10 minutes after death, you can revive a person medically. How will you explain it in your work?
See, it can be revived. Perhaps it can be revived by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know.
5 to 10 minutes.
That's all.
And if the temperature is low, even after hours.
That's right. What I'm telling you,
Hello.
When, suppose, could that mean that when he dies once again, I can do it once again?
Yes.
I can do it once again. In other words, can he keep him permanently like that? I can't.
If a person is have a cardiac arrest, his heart has stopped,
Yeah.
his Vyan Vayu and Saman Vayu has stopped,
Yeah.
his Pran Vayu is still there, his brain is still alive. In that situation, if you resuscitate, if he is revived, he revives.
Okay.
If he has cardiac arrest again, you can revive him again.
Okay.
Till the Udan Vayu leaves the body, as per as Ayurveda.
Ah.
As per Ayurveda.
Ah.
Because in Ayurvedic language, they says is that if your heart has stopped, the Prana Vayu is still in your body, the Udan Vayu is still in your body, and because that consciousness is in your body, if you revive the heart, you can revive the person.
See, this last phrase is a little clarity is necessary. See, consciousness is always there. That's not the question. Consciousness is everywhere. But here, you define it as jiva. That is with these vrittis. Okay. Udan Vayu, if still it has not left, it could be revived. There's no doubt about that. And I can tell something more. By some yogic practices, it can also be revived even little later. Okay. But there are exceptional things which won't come under a sort of a medical system. That argument itself it becomes irrelevant. Okay. But as long as Udan Vayu does not leave the body, certainly it can be manipulated. It is not indefinitely. There is an end of karma. After karma is over, it can never be resuscitated. Therefore, it could be possible, but it will have only limitedness. I don't know if his karma were like that, he could be alive for 1 more year, maybe, or 6 months, 2 months, or whatever. But sometime it has to come to an end. And it is the Udana which takes the jiva to other places, to other lokas.
Okay. Now, the second thing is then when we read Kathopanishad, and there is a description of Nachiketa sacrifice and Nachiketa fire. What is that?
Nachiketa?
Fire. The
Nachiketa.
fire.
Oh.
The sacrifice. What
Nothing
does it
to do
mean?
with that.
Nothing to do with
Nothing with this. It's entirely different. There are 3 varas. It is the middle one.
Yes.
It has no connection with this at all. It has no connection whatsoever with the process of life and death.
There is no
Absolutely no connection. It is some yajna.
That is some yajna.
That's something.
Not anything else.
Not related.
Now, it is also when we talk about cellular death. When we talk about cellular death,
Yes.
we talk about that the liver cell dies
Yes.
within 6 weeks, the skin cell dies within 4 weeks,
Yes.
the stomach cell dies within 5 weeks, we have the skeletal cell dies within 12 weeks, and then we have the whole brain dying within 1 year. That means the whole human body, every cell in my body, the maximum life is 2 years.
Good.
That
Yes.
means after every 2 years, my complete cells have changed. So today, if I have a cancer, and my liver is producing cancer cells, and when I know the new liver cell will come back after 6 weeks, that means the life of my cancer can be 6 weeks if I do something and my new liver cells are not cancerous cells. Is it possible?
See.
If yes, how do we incorporate in our practice?
See.
How do we add on to our allopathic practice?
Say, for instance, it's a joke. Somebody said, I'm having this knife. Ooh, since 4 generations. Okay. Then after somebody, he was wondering and told, only years ago, the handle had gone and I replaced it. And my father replaced the blade. Okay. Therefore, the handle is replaced by one and the knife is replaced by another, but the knife continues as a whole. Okay. Like this, when all the cells die together,
They cannot.
they cannot.
One by
It
one.
is just as simple as this. You take any machine, something goes, you replace it. Something goes, you replace it. Something goes, you replace it.
Absolutely.
And finally, when the engine itself dies, you can't do anything.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So what I'm trying to say, how to incorporate Vedic practice, Vedic knowledge into my clinical practice so that I convert hell into heaven in the same word.
Oh,
The same.
see, if you insist on an answer for heaven and hell, I will have to tell something different.
Okay.
See, heaven and hell are there.
Absolutely.
It is not only here. So, if I suffer here, it is hell. If I am happy here, it is heaven. It is not like that. It is there. And this person who carries Vagurti, Manurti, Pranavritti, a part of the karma could involve such papa and punya, for which he has to go to heaven and hell and heaven. Okay. There he gets what is known as an Atibahika Sharira. He gets another body, which is unlike this. Okay. And there he suffers. I mean, somewhat similar to the body in the dream. Something similar to. Okay. Then he suffers there. He comes back. Okay. Now, the evidence for this, the pramana for this is only the Shastra. But nevertheless, you can convince yourself by an argument like this. When does one go to heaven and hell? After totally disconnecting from this body. Okay. Now you know, when one disconnects from the body, he goes from the wakeful state to the dream state. Now in dream state, his experiences are funny, extremely different. Okay. Therefore, when you leave the connection with the body, if you can have funny experiences in dream, jolly well, after death it could also be there. Therefore, it's a plausibility argument. Okay. Therefore, sir, heaven and earth cannot be ruled out. Definitely they are there. But his suffering here itself is only the papa and punya that can be suffered here. Heaven and hell, the papa is more severe. The punya is also more severe. It can't be suffered here. You will have to go there.
So
that's all.
Even if I believe that hell and heaven exist,
Yeah.
suppose I am 53 today, suppose I am going to live till 73,
Yeah.
why should I be bothered about hell and heaven, which I am going to get at the age of 73? Let me first get concerned about hell and heaven, at least for the next 23 years, that in this, if I start doing positive karmas today, and if I am going to improve my next 23 years, automatically I will neutralize my pap enough not to enter into the hell.
You are perfectly correct.
So if that's so, what is my lifestyle as a doctor, which should I incorporate in my patients? What are the Vedic prescriptions I start giving to my patients? I'm talking about when I write down aspirin, I write down amlodipine, I write few drugs. What are other Vedic prescriptions I should start adding to my patients so that they start neutralizing their bad karmas from today? See, very difficult to say sach bolo. When I say sach bolo, gussa mat karo, the patient says, Doctor Sahab, gussa nahi karo, mujhe bhi pata hai. Tell me what to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I convert spirituality into a medical prescription?
Very good. In fact, this is an excellent question. There will be a too huge list of listing it. But I will take one example. I seize this as an opportunity to place it before you. In fact, I'm thankful to you for asking this question. I will take one example. The example is the following. The periods in the case of women, monthly periods. A lot of literature is there, of which I am finding that even working doctors are ignorant. Actual working doctors. There is a lot of literature with the research groups. For instance, in America, they have seen that a person in periods, if she comes into contact with another woman whose period is not that, by contact she also becomes. There is sort of a contagion there. Next, for instance, in a German company, they were making computer chips. What they saw is the computer chips, because it's a delicate work, only women are deputed to do this. Now they noticed about, I think about 40 years ago, that the chips are getting burnt at a certain time. Therefore, they studied the periodicity and they thought it must be linked with this. Okay. Then they concluded, during that time, when they are manufacturing computer chips, they are getting burnt. Okay. Now this is a well-known information. In here, in our country, in ISRO and other places, what they are solving the problem the following way. They want to prepare chips. Therefore, women have to do, because it's a delicate work. They say, tomorrow, the chips have to be prepared. Who will come for testing? They will say. And some women will say, we can't come. They know, because we can't come. Oh, okay, all right, you can come later. That's it. Whereas, in the West, what they have done is, they have given grounded chairs. You go on doing it, it doesn't matter. Okay. And they have come out with tablets to prevent this periodicity. Okay. And they also give slogans like free and all these things. Okay. Now, in American Army, what has happened is, the Army generals have written, women all are equal. Okay. Therefore, they were appointed even in the Army. And the Army generals wrote, after a few years, see, it is impossible to take work from them. The whole battalion sits. And we can't take any work from them. Therefore, appoint them anywhere else, not in the Army. But they have cared two hoots for this. They are continuing to do this. Okay. Whereas in Japan, I am told, they are sanctioning leave. Okay. Now, I want to know, one who is interested in the health of the woman, what he will do, they do in Japan. One who is interested in income, they will do what they are doing in US and the West. For instance, during the periods, women are not expected to bathe according to Shastra. Okay. Now, Shastra itself tells, it's a very big description, and I don't want to enter into it. Okay. It tells firmly that you cannot take bath at the time, should not. And when you sleep, there should be contact with the earth. Specifically it is told in the Shastra. Shastra says you cannot sit on, say for instance, wooden chairs, wooden cots. Okay? You should be grounded at that time. Okay. Then, what is happening? When they start bathing, it is simply common sense, just plain common sense. Suppose fluids are going out. Even take, for instance, urination. Suppose you put water on the body, it stops. It's common sense. Therefore, here in society, they say you have to take 3 baths every day. And if they say you should not take baths during these 3 days, do you mean to say they are unclean? Should there not be a valid reason? And this being practiced since immemorial past? And now what has happened? I think it is endosterosis or something like that you say nowadays. As some doctor told, it is chocolate disease. Now what is happening? This is going back. All the fluids are going back. And going back they collect. And they are putting pressure on the inside organs. There is gradual deterioration. What is the result? The result is money. I am putting it plainly. Therefore, it does not at all mean that all the research work is known. They know it, but they don't want to tell it. This is hypocrisy and it is criminal. In fact, I know cases where women came with some skin diseases and the doctor told, "Are you taking bath?" "No." "Oh, I'm taking." "Please don't take bath." For 6 months, you see. For 6 months, she stopped and the skin was improved. This is experience. Therefore, here, because somebody says they are free and all that, and our people are also following, it is ruining. This disease, chocolate disease, was an exclusive thing for the West. Now it has started only since during 10 years because of your funny concept of cleanliness. Who is responsible for this? I appeal to all of you. You are doctors. You are yourself women. Take care of this. This society, I don't want to allow it to be ruined. At the top of my voice, I will shout. It's impossible. This is disallowed. This criminality should not work. This is one of the rules. It's only a small example that I am giving. Now you say everything, women's freedom, women's freedom, women's freedom. And if the woman is employed, if she is taken out of the house, it will help business. She wants a grinder, she wants this mixing machine, she wants the washing machine, this, that, so on and so forth. Then she wants a crutch. And the children get spoiled, they go to take drugs and this, and that will also be there. And her own health is spoiled, then they will get money. In every way to extract money, these slogans are held. These slogans are meant for extracting money, nothing else.
So let me change to another thing. When we talk about, in medical science, we talk about past life regression. There are psychiatrists who take you to your past lives, and they try to, and which is something which is scientifically possible and yet impossible. So what are your concepts about that? In your during life, you can see your past.
Actually, this is not impossible, but actual cases that are taking place, I have got doubts about their validity. But I don't say it is impossible. But it could be possible only as special achievements of yoga. But doing some sort of mesmerism and all that, doing all that, I don't think it's possible.
So in a complete
but theoretically it is not impossible.
If you are in a complete state of sympathetic to parasympathetic mode medically, and if you are in a pure state of parasympathetic mode, in that situation it is possible for you to relax enough to be able to be in touch with your consciousness, in touch with your God, and see the past life. But for that, what Guruji says is, you have to become like a Maharishi to acquire those qualities, to acquire that software, then only you can do. An ordinary doctor may not be able to do. An ordinary doctor may not be able to do as far as this is concerned. In mythology, they say that the first 6 months of child, first 6 months of birth, it is possible for the child is pure, he is pure consciousness, and terminally at the time of death, you are pure consciousness. At the time of death, that's the reason they say, "Marta hua aadmi jhoot nahi bolta." The person never lies at the time of death.
Very good.
So is it possible that at the time of death, to make a person realize about his mistakes and repent, and try to remove some of it? Therefore they say, in Bhagavad Gita they say that the best time to die is that whatever you think the whole life, you think at the time of death. Whatever you are thinking at the time of death, that will be your rebirth. Therefore, at the time of death, what do I do as a doctor to change the psyche of a dying person? That means, how do I help a dying person to change his vikriti so that at least some of the karmas he can utilize?
You have once again raised a very interesting question. Those who are familiar with the works of Piaget, child psychology, you will know it from Uh, it agrees terribly with, very well with this. Let me be brief, very brief, because it's a very complicated question. Everybody very spontaneously has the feeling, looking at the body, I am this, I am man, woman, etc. That is, everyone identifies with the body, naturally. But in the case of babies, almost up to 3, 4, 5 years, there will be no identification with the body. That is the reason why they look so pure and so charming. If they are simply healthy, it is sufficient. Anybody would like a child, okay? Because they have no identity with it. They don't identify themselves with the body. Okay. Therefore, at that time, it doesn't mean that they are able to remember something like that, because some people have made some efforts, and this has led to a lot of confusion. Suppose he makes some statement. This has happened in Nimhans. Some people wanted to do this. Some idea is triggered, and the child says some funny statement it makes. Then they go on insisting. Then what happens is that develops it as a habit. They go on and, oh, then I did, something like that. Nobody can prove that. Therefore, all those researchers for which they spend quite a lot of money have just gone a waste. Okay. Whereas, at the moment of death, if you want to keep the man pure, I will give an example. I think it may be appropriate. There was an young boy. Gradually came to know that his father is a very wicked fellow. I came beyond description. He had told it, I kept quiet. Sometime later, I asked him, every day are you in the habit of doing namaskar to your mother and father? I asked. Answer, to my father? Why not? Of course, he was taking me seriously. He had some value. So next day he started doing namaskar to mother and father. My father on the first day shouted back. Okay, he used all sorts of vulgar words. Get lost. He persisted, did the second day. Did I not tell you not to do namaskar to me? The third day he did. Really, don't do, he said. Okay. Fourth day, fifth day. What happened? He's coming down. And after a very short time, his end came. Then he called all the children. I am a sinner. Throughout life I have sinned. And I have got children who are so glorious. I don't know how it has happened. All of you please forgive me, he said. Now what is, he said, Shastra teaches us. What does it teach? Irrespective of how your father or mother is, it is your responsibility to do namaskar and be obedient to them. Now what happens? This in turn changed the man. At the moment of death he was purer. There was less sin in him because he is repenting. Therefore, the whole conduct of the whole family should be in this way. So they give rules like this. How you should behave in daily life with regard to father, with regard to mother, with regard to children. For instance, with regard to children, Shastra says very clearly, if you want to praise your teacher, you can praise. If he is a real teacher, he won't believe it. Okay, he is telling something, he will say. And if you want to praise your relative, don't praise him directly. Praise him before somebody else. And if you want to praise your servants, after service is over, you praise them. Fourthly, never praise your children. This is the law, according to Shastra. Now, there what is the system? Oh, wow, keep it up. remarkable. Oh, you have done excellent. You are super. These sorts of comments are made. And every child is becoming hopeless. The level is going down. Children should not be praised. They should be loved. In fact, you will be creating unnecessary awareness of their own body and all that. It will develop ego without talent. Therefore, these are some of the things. As you asked, specific rules of life. Specific rules of life, if you start living according to the Shastra, the whole family will be like Nandanavana. There is no doubt about that. But if you go on imitating, somebody is there, they are actually ruining. They are gone. In fact, I think it may be almost a decade or 2 decades more, there won't be US. This is the actual affair, state of affairs now. What is the meaning in copying them?